Hello, my alchemist. Welcome to your full moon in Aquarius love reading. This is going to be split up into past love, present love, meaning you're with someone now and you'd like to hear about that, or you're looking towards the future and you want to know who you might meet. So your past, present, future will be divided into 3 timestamps under your sign. Click which one you would like to listen to. I will see everyone on the other side. Hello, Cancer. Hold on, let me just turn the light on. The thing I always forget. I'm sorry. So this is a very specific reading. And so far, I only have the water signs left to do. This is actually my first reading for the water signs. So nobody else has received a reading like this. So I'm going to do 2 lost love readings for you. This particular reading is for someone who was dealing with a person in their past who had an addiction problem, or perhaps one of you had an addiction problem. If this does not sound like you, then it is not your reading. Then go listen to the second one, okay? But for some reason, I feel like it's important, even if I only reach one person with this reading, I think it's important for somebody to hear this because it just seems so specific and so necessary for someone. So let's get started. You do have what's overarching this particular connection is the building blocks, the atoms. The number 4 or 40 could be very relevant to you as a couple or as a human being. The 2 of you were building something together here in the past, or at least attempting to. One of you was obviously struggling in the grips of addiction here. This addiction, it could be anything. Honestly, it could be anything. I'm not even going to try to cover all the bases there. You or your loved one was dealing with addiction. Your loved one wants you to know this. You don't know how hard it was to let you go. Honestly, this really could go either way. That really could go either way. It just can. It can. It was very difficult to break this off for someone, for sure. Here in your past, you have the 9 of Swords in reverse. So in your past here, in your collective past, you eventually woke out of this nightmare. This was a nightmare type situation for someone. You have one person here who was really struggling to break the bonds of addiction in their life, and one person who was extremely hurt by everything that occurred. Very strong energy. Collective energy was the 10 of Swords. I mean, this was a very difficult time for both of you. It was an extremely difficult time. You don't get more difficult than the 10 of Swords, the 3 of Swords, and the 9 of Swords. Now, granted, the 9 of Swords is in reverse, so whatever happened, you slowly came out of that situation, but that was a difficult situation. Currently, you do have the Sun. Now, the Sun could mean, for one of you, because it is a collective energy, for one of you, it could mean that something has been illuminated to them or to you. Something has finally become clear. It could be that one of you is in a very joyful state, a very stable state, right? You do have somebody here who may, for sure, is toying with the idea anyway of being victorious. This is a decision that somebody has to make. Somebody has to make a decision to be victorious in their life. And this is coming in sideways because it's a choice, and this could be something somebody's grappling with as we speak. The other person is maybe finally seeing that those two cups behind them exist and that they need to stop looking at the spilt cups. This is another choice card. This is coming in sideways, and this is obviously happiness, right? This could also be a third-party situation, and when I see that in an addiction reading, this is absolutely, the third party is the addiction, for sure. There was a third party in this relationship, and that third party was the addiction. There are choices being made as we speak, okay? Here, the end result is the Queen of Wands, and this is a collective energy for the two of you, and this is your future energy. And in the future, you do have the Queen of Wands here, who is strong, confident, assertive, and knows what she wants and goes for it. And that's whether you're a he or a she, or whether your person is male or female. You have one person here who has the Sun in reverse. In the future, this person might not be feeling exactly the way they feel now. They might be feeling joy to a lesser extent, for sure, but there is a message that somebody wants to send that they don't send. And this could be one person thinking about reaching out to another and thinking better of it. You have another person here who has made a judgment call on this situation, a final judgment. This is a lot of major arcana. This is important energy. And that judgment is that this particular situation doesn't suit them. The Strength card in reverse, they have realized that this situation is not good for them. Yeah. You put that exactly where it fits here, Cancer. You have two people, once again. You have one person who is offering their cup, right? Typically a water sign, male or female, and this person is doing a complete about face. You know, this person is putting an end to a cycle. This person wants something different in their life at this point. Scorpio energy for sure, but it could be any water sign with that, you know, King of Cups. Here you have an air sign, and when I say water and air, this could be someone who has water highly aspected in their chart, air highly aspected in their chart. But you have this King of Swords who makes a decision here, you know, and this decision just might not be the best thing for them. This also could be a Gemini, because we have Gemini placements here on the table as well, this with the Lovers. Yeah, two major arcana. Now listen, when you see this, when you see a judgment call being made, when you see a message not being sent, when you see somebody stepping into their power and not making a power move, right? Or honestly, I should say not making power moves towards each other, right? You have one person who just wants a completely different life for themselves. And you have one person here who definitely makes a decision with that sword, a black and white decision, a decision made not from their heart, but from their minds. None of this really equals a reaching out or a regaining of a lost love. Now, normally, if I have a lost love reading where somebody just isn't coming back, or you think better of it in the future and you decide against it, I leave it at that. I let it stand. The only reason I'm redoing this and having two is because this is just so specific with the addiction and everything. I just think this is here for someone, and not for the bulk of Cancers, right? So let's look at, give me two cards for this connection, please. All right, I will take all four, okay? You have one person who has, yeah, actually there's five. You have one person who is in their ego here, who is detached. The King of Swords can be very detached. Can be very, very detached. You do have Earth here as an element, and Earth is basically an immobile sign and an immobile element. It doesn't move. It is what it is. Somebody might be coming to that conclusion. It is what it is. You have Mercury here. Mercury is in retrograde in August, and we'll be feeling that into September a little bit. And so this may be why this may be on someone's mind, right? Thinking about the past. But here we go. You have that Pluto card, right? You have death here. Somebody is being transformed, and I think it's for the better, but it doesn't look like this matchup. It looks like they go into two different directions for one reason or another. Pluto is the transformer. Pluto is death. Pluto is Scorpio, for sure. I wish you all the luck. I will see you in reading too if this was not your reading. And if this was your reading, please listen to your future reading, because it'll give you a window into what may be possible for you. Okay? I'll see you then, Cancer. Hello, Cancer. Welcome to your Lost Love reading. For all of those who did not resonate with the first reading because it was so very specific for someone, this is your reading. Overarching your whole reading, you do have the card of magic, alchemy. I love to see this card. The numbers 43 or 7 might be somewhat pertinent to you or your loved one. You have here love call, and this is a call in which someone expresses love, a message of love, thinking of you and letting you know. This seems like the type of thing that somebody really does want to reach out to the other, for sure. A little bit more on this alchemy card. It is fire and air. So, you might be involved with someone here who is either a fire or air sign, or perhaps someone who has those placements in their chart. You do have a message from them, and it says, I know I messed up everything. So I think this person is aware of the mistakes they have made in this connection. You have here in the past the Two of Cups. This was once a very beautiful union, Cancer. Beautiful. You don't get nicer than the Two of Cups. You have here two people. One person who recognized this, with the Two of Swords in reverse like that. One person in this connection recognized it for exactly what it was, and the other did not make the decision. You have Gemini here, by the way. You also have Capricorn, but more than that, you have a decision that was not made for this connection. It was not made. It's odd because the energy is so beautiful, and yet there was someone that sort of wasted their chance to choose it, right? But the collective energy that you have here in the past is letting go of any toxicity that remained after. And I like that Capricorn energy in reverse. But the Lovers in reverse to me is a lot like the Devil in reverse. You see in this card, it is the lovers themselves bound and chained to something negative. And all this has been released. Here in the present time, you do have the King of Cups. The King of Cups can represent any water sign, of course, but this is a collective energy. This is an energy of mature love, of two people who share the energy of being available to one another, right? I like that. I mean, very, very nice energy so far. You have one person here who is sort of struggling with the balance. You have Libra energy, another air sign, you have a lot of air here in this reading if you think about it. But this person is struggling to find balance, struggling to find answers, struggling to find the truth of the matter. But the person's eyes are wide open, and their search for answers, I think, will be fruitful. But this is a decision that they are going to have to make. And I think that's what's going on with them at the moment. You have another person here who may not know how to give properly, right? May not know. So this person is searching for answers, searching for truth, trying to figure things out. And this person who still perhaps doesn't know how to give properly to a team. And I have a feeling it probably is the same person who didn't make the right choice, you know? Here we have the collective energy of the world. And I like that because what we have are two people that really do want to close out this cycle and move on to something better. And I don't mean move on better without each other. I just think move on from this other energy and move on to something more decisive, you know? Yeah. So here in the future, this is really nice energy too. You know, you have the Piscean energy of the High Priestess, and she is one who knows truth. What did I say? There is someone who is looking for truth, looking for answers, trying to figure out perhaps what happened, how to proceed, all that stuff. And you have the High Priestess who comes into knowledge. And this is not just your energy or their energy, it's collective energy between the two of you. And I like that for you. You have here someone, and again, my sideways cards are choices, right? So you have someone who is trying to make the choice in the future to come forward, whether to come forward or not. And if they do come forward, it's going to be at great speed. And you have another person who is out of this stuck energy and really pulling themselves into a whole new energy. And what I really like is the culmination of this whole thing results in a commitment with the Taurus energy here, the Hierophant, a commitment. And if you notice here, the collective energy between the two of you for all three time spaces are major arcana. The release of toxicity, the coming into the knowledge of trying to close out a cycle, you know, actively, and moving on to this commitment, this solidity. You know, you have someone who wants to express love, wants to make that call or send that text. You have magic between you, and you have someone here who understands what their part in this was. All the earmarks of really good things, Cancer, really good things. Let's pull. Give me 2 cards for Cancer, please. Give me 2 cards. Give me one more card. Perfect. You have limiting fears. There is someone here with limiting fears. I believe that. It's the person here who perhaps didn't choose this connection in the past. There's a person here who still, as we speak right now, is trying to figure out how to be giving in a relationship, how to work alongside someone towards something. But this same person with these limiting fears are going to be letting go of these limiting fears here in the future. And you have a divine feminine, and I can't help but think this is you, Cancer. Whether you're male or female, you're leaning into your divine feminine, which is the High Priestess. You know, it is the person with the intuition, the love, the nurturing. You're nurturing this into existence. You're using magic in some way, whether it's figuratively or not. It's definitely a beautiful union here. Give me a timing card here for Cancer, please. It says May and it says August. So listen, I know that it's a big span of time, but this is a general reading and I'm speaking to many Cancers. In between August, which is when this reading is going to be uploaded, in May, you're going to see movement, big movement in this relationship. You just will. I mean, all the cards are just so positive, and I do love the butterfly there. It's like when I said someone's changing, and I said it was in the present time, right? They are changing because in the future they have changed already. So at the present time, they're doing the work to change. And that's what the butterfly does. It does that work to go from a caterpillar into a butterfly. And you, Cancer, if that is indeed you being the nurturer, you are going to be the person who the butterfly is drawn to, that beautiful flower. I really love this for you. Very, very beautiful energy. A far cry from that last reading, right? I wish you the best. If you want to give yourself another option and you'd like to see what's coming for you outside of this, I'll see you in your future. Namaste. Hello, Cancer. Welcome to your current situation. Okay. So here we have two people, and you're going to fit yourself into the slot that you belong in after hearing each person's story. It's going to be different for each Cancer. In the center of your reading, you do have the Reconcile card, and it says resolving conflicts, letting go of the past, and forget the hate, right? So you may have a past with this person in which you had to resolve conflicts, in which you had to let go of certain things. If you did not share a past, then there are things from your past collectively that you need to let go of, or they need to let go of. They need to let go of something. They need to let go of the past, or you do. You know, each person has things that happened in their past that affects them, and it's up to us to learn from them, take what we need, and set them aside and let go of them. There seems to be one or maybe both parties in the situation that's holding on to something from their past. You have one person whose attention is elsewhere, right? You have it says searching online, info, records. This is my card of working. And it's not a bad card, but there is, somebody that is putting their attention in another direction, right? Who is putting their attention and energy in another direction, maybe not 100%, but somebody who has their energy elsewhere. And it says reaching your goal. So there might be one person in this connection that is trying to attain a goal, either work or some other thing. On the other side, we have someone who is super highly intuitive and understands what needs to be done, and also understands that this connection is represented by the twin flame card, right? It doesn't necessarily mean twin flame per se in this reading, but it does mean an extremely strong connection that was meant to be. Could be an actual twin flame connection, and you should look that up on the internet if you're not familiar with it, so you could see if that's actually the case or not. But regardless, this is an extremely strong connection that one person really sees the truth in this situation. One person may be not as intuitive as the other, right? You have forgive and release. So the same person that recognizes this relationship for what it is understands that it also needs to come with some kind of release. And it says it says resolve, letting go of the past and releasing. Letting go of the past and releasing are a big deal in this. And like I said, if you have a shared past where things happened and you want to carry on, you both need to let go of the past. Likewise, if you have no shared past, but you each have things that happened to you in your past that affected you, and we all do, then you kind of need to let go of that to give this connection the chance it deserves, right? You have the Page of Pentacles here coming in sideways as a collective energy from the past. Now, like I said, this could be a past that you guys shared, or it just could be stuff that you have gone through, but you both have gone through some sort of up and down here with finances or some goal. It could literally be a goal, especially since this is a very goal-oriented energy. You have one person here was not exactly happy in the past. This person could have been placed in a third-party situation, or this simply just could be a lack of joy, honestly. And you have another person who waffles here between truth, being extremely truthful and almost verbally slicing. So there is someone who struggles with the way they communicate, I think, and there is somebody who might also struggle with their emotions. The King of Swords does make decisions based on logic and sort of nix the emotions, but when he is coming in reverse, and this is sideways, so it's a choice, right? When he's coming in reverse, he can be rather emotional too. So that it's a problematic past. It's not excessively problematic. I've seen 10 of Swords, 3 of Swords. No, it's just life, honestly. But yet the collective energy coming out of your past are two people who are looking to manifest. Now, you're either looking to manifest together for a new future, or you were trying to manifest each other in the future. Here in the present, you have the High Priestess, and that's beautiful energy. This is the the card of Pisces, but it is the card of intuition. What did I say? One of you is very intuitive, and in the present moment, both of you are moving into that energy where you're both becoming more intuitive, more open to truths. I really like that. You see how she's spreading her dress, and you get to see all of the children inside of her dress. It's just a beautiful card. You have one person who is really excited about this, wants to move forward, and you have another person who is a little wishy-washy about it. Needs to sort of straighten things out in their own head. Maybe they're sort of bound to something else, some goal. But what I like here is the collective energy you share in the present moment is the High Priestess and the Strength card, the card of Leo. And that makes you a power couple in many respects, or a power couple to be. This to me is a time of change. It is a time of maturity. It is a time of gathering your strength and coming up with a plan. And in the future, it looks like things start to move, right? Because you have here the Ace of Wands, which is, a card of action for sure. And it is absolutely a very strong, fiery card. Now, it's a collective energy, so it's something both of you share. But what's interesting here is that you have one person who kind of in the future slips into not sharing, right? Not sharing. It's not a huge secret. It's not like the Seven of Swords, but it's somebody who refrains from talking about their feelings. There might be someone in this connection that has a hard time discussing their feelings all the time. You have another person here who really is highly passionate and has no problem asserting themselves at all. And you have another person who may be a little different from that. You have a collective energy of worrying about your future. Now, this is the Ten of Pentacles in reverse, but it is not the energy that you're going to end up in. It looks like a mutual worry. You have a mutual worry about stability, about your future, about long-term security. This is a temporary energy here, Cancer, because we did pull some clarifiers. And here we have the Seven of Cups in reverse, which is the end of sort of confusion about what to do, right? You also have the Four of Pentacles in reverse, which is what? It is a release. And we talk about that. There's something that needs to be released and something that will be released in the future. And that release will make room for something else. Because here we have the Six of Pentacles. And it is two people who understand. He's holding the scales in one hand, and he's giving. And so you have that, you and your partner will have that ability to balance things out and give fairly to each other. And see both of these cards here, right, are cards of balance. You see the scales in one picture, and you see him trying to balance two things in the other. So you will learn together how to balance this relationship. And the last card is collective energy of you guys working towards the same goal. So this is a sort of a reading of two people that might miss the mark for a little while, and then it's like they stick with it and slowly come together and fit together. They reconcile whatever needs to be reconciled. They resolve what needs to be resolved. Perhaps this person that's trying to attain a goal, maybe they feel that's key to having the stability with you, or you with them, right? But there is release here, and release is a big topic in this reading for sure. Let's say, give me two cards for Cancer in this. Two cards for Cancer, please. Okay, I think you got three, and I will take all three. You are learning. You're learning to form a solid foundation together, Cancer, and that is a really nice card. You are going to have time for fun. You are going to have time for fun. I mean, you're going to have time to do the things you want to do, and you're going to have this freedom. you know, this beautiful opportunity for freedom. But I do think you're going to go through a period of time here with this Ten of Pentacles in reverse, where you're going to worry about your future, and you're going to worry about the structure, and you're going to worry, but it is a worry, and it's not like a reality. I don't see the Five of Pentacles. I don't see any major cards that, you know, point to destruction. And with this series, I am not afraid to give bad news. I give people warnings throughout. I mean, I think all the fire signs got one. Each fire sign got a warning reading, for sure, for their future. I believe Cancer got one for their past, and it was very very specific. So it was only for like maybe one or two Cancers, but the point is, I'm not afraid to give bad news. So if there was bad news here, believe me, I would tell you what this is it's work. And it's work that you're both stepping up to the plate for. And I really like that for you, for sure. Let's get a timing card here for you. Give me a timing card for Cancer's current situation, please. It says in January, and then at the bottom it says the next full moon. So by the time the next full moon comes, and it depends on when you watch this, Cancer, you know, right now for me, the next full moon is, you know, August 19th. But by the time you watch this, it might be later. But by the next full moon, you're going to see some improvement. And by January, you're going to be in this beautiful place of really being on the same page. And I really like that for you. I wish you all the luck. Namaste. Hello, Cancer. Welcome to Let's See What's Coming Towards You here. Interesting as always. We have health and sexuality here on the table. And when I see health, the person you meet could be in the health field. You could meet them during a health crisis. And when I say crisis, I don't really mean crisis. You know, you could go to urgent care because you have the flu, something like that. But even if you're not sick, or even if they're not sick, perhaps you're in the health field, this person could be in the health field, or it could be you that's in the health field. Either way, you have somebody who is highly sexual, in my opinion, for sure. And it's backed up by this beautiful Scorpio card. You know, you could be meeting a Scorpio, somebody with Scorpion placements, or you could be meeting someone during Scorpio season, which is coming up here in October, November. We'll know that at the end of the reading when we pull this clarifier as far as time. But Scorpio seems highly aspected here. This person is very daring in nature. A very daring attitude. They may wear glasses, and this could be glasses to see with, or they may have a propensity to wear sunglasses a lot. They may be wearing sunglasses when you meet them. This person has long hair, and long hair is relative, right? It could be somebody with very long hair, or it could be someone with longer hair than like an outgrown haircut. It could be somebody that has longer hair than somebody that you've ever really been attracted to. This person will be a fashionista, somebody who really enjoys dressing well. Okay, so in your collective past here, you do have the Nine of Swords coming in sideways. So you both have something in your past that caused you a lot of anxiety, that caused you a lot of problems. And in the past here, I see the two of you trying to make a choice to get better, to get past it. You have somebody, you have one person here in the energy who is a hanged man coming in sideways, trying to make a choice on whether to reflect on this thing that happened or put it in its past. Somebody who perhaps wants to know if they should linger in that or not. The sideways cards is always a choice. So this is a person who needed to make a choice for themselves. There was one person in this future connection who honestly made a choice not to be in any more connections. This anxiety, this Nine of Swords energy could have come from a really bad breakup or a bad relationship. But what you both learned is that, in order for it to be successful, you have to work together. And I like that for a collective energy anyway. You have here the Nine of Pentacles in reverse in the present energy. And the Nine of Pentacles is an extremely independent sign, independent card. Very like I'm okay by myself type thing. And this is in reverse. And I think you've both come to the conclusion that you may be okay by yourself, but it's not a choice you want to make. You'd like to be in a connection. You'd like to be with someone. You have one person here who may still be quite defensive and alert to any problems or any problematic people. Perhaps they've been on dating sites. Perhaps they've gone through a certain amount of people that they have found to be untrustworthy, and so their guard's up. And you have another person here, and I can't help but think this is you. This is the Queen of Cups here. And, many times she's any water sign for sure. But, what's important here is that she's an intuitive, giving, nurturing sign. So when the two of you, what you share right now collectively is a very clear picture. No more confusion, a very clear picture of what you want. And you're not going to settle for anything other than what you want. Here in the future, you have two energies, right? And you have one energy that is the Emperor, and the Emperor is Aries energy. But, more than that, it's somebody who has the world by the short and curlies. Like this person, male or female, really has it all and is just looking to better their life by having someone in it. This person has and will let go of their past. For your relationship. You have another person here who, with the Ace of Pentacles, who is starting off on their quest for stability and is very excited about this union. Very excited. A lot of passion here in between you. And the only thing that I will say is that you do have the Queen of Swords that is collectively describing both of you. So both of you may be the type of people that say things that say too much sometimes, honestly, that maybe, you may, with each other, you may have to temper what you say. You may have to rethink that. It's not a giant warning. It's just an observation. I did pull some clarifiers just to make sure, right? So what we have here, and I'll just take all of them here. What we have here are two people who are really thinking about everything, taking the time to really contemplate and think. And you have, there is going to be some stress here involved in merging two lives together. And you have here your Ace of Pentacles, again, the start of a new journey together. And here you have where it ends. It ends with the King of Pentacles. It ends with stability. It ends with the ultimate form of stability, a long-term future. And here at the bottom of the deck, you have that Sword of Truth, Cancer. So it is true. What you want is truth. What you want is clarity. What you want is something real. And something real is what you're certainly going to get if you hold out for this particular relationship. Give me a timing card for Cancer, for their future situation, please. For their future situation, Spirit. Very, very specific. This month. And it says next full moon. So look, Cancer. Certainly between now and the next full moon. And it really depends on... So this is the way I'm reading this. For me right now, the next full moon is August 19th. But for you, by the time you watch this, it might be a different date. I personally think that this is the next full moon, meaning the next month. All right, you have to look that up. I haven't looked it up yet for September, but you have the next full moon and this month. I mean, certainly there is something brewing this month. There is. And you may be put in a situation where you collide into this person. Definitely look for somebody with Scorpio placements. definitely look for somebody with Scorpio placement, somebody who dresses really well, somebody who has this daring personality, who wears glasses, or at least is wearing glasses when you meet them, somebody with longer than average hair. And when I say that, you know what I mean. It doesn't necessarily mean hair down to their waist. It could be, but it's somebody you would look at and say, their hair is long. I mean, so I know someone whose boyfriend she considers his hair long, and I'm telling you, it's not. The top of his hair is long, but she's like, oh, his hair is too long. You know what I'm saying? So that is very relative to each Cancer. But I do like this for you, Cancer. I'm going to pull a couple of cards from this deck, and we will call it a reading. Please come back and let me know when you meet this person, because I love happy endings. Give me 2. Give me 1. Oh, that's too many cards, Cancer. Too many cards. Let me see. It's a big deck. Okay. Give me 2 cards for Cancer, please. Wow. You know, this is why I use a double deck of cards. So far, you are the only sign who has chosen duplicate cards. This is going to be unexpected, Cancer. You're going to meet this person in a very unexpected way. And it's going to be very soon. So you have to let me know. Please let me know, because now I'm invested. Okay? Namaste. Hello, Scorpio. Welcome to your Lost Love reading. Let's get started. You do have breath here, and this is the element of air. It is the breath of life. It looks like one or both of you would like to breathe some life into this situation again. I mean, there is the desire here on the table, and it's a combined desire. One of you here definitely likes to reminisce by looking at pictures, keepsakes, thinking about the past. The other of you feels, judging by this card, that the timing just wasn't right when it happened. Now, looking at your past, you do see the moon in reverse. The moon in reverse, especially with this particular card, because there's a couple of different versions of the moon in this deck. But, you know, the moon in reverse could herald a time of revelation, right? Suddenly seeing things clearly. But, you know, what follows isn't exactly the most comfortable energy, right? You have the energy of bantering back and forth, competitiveness, perhaps, at least for one of you, but it is like fighting, and the other person in this connection may feel trapped within it. This is your past, by the way. This is just going over how you felt, and, you know, of course, as a result, you have the King of Cups in reverse for your overall energy towards each other, which is lack of love, lack of showing love, lack of giving love, perhaps. The love not having a chance to mature enough to give something valuable to the other person. In the present moment, you do have the High Priestess, and the High Priestess is, it's Piscean energy, but more than that, what the High Priestess tells us is she knows the truth. I think both of you do know a truth to this situation. You're both, I mean, I really think that you both see things clearly, but I do think that you long for something that you had. You do. One of you here, I mean, and these cards are coming in sideways, so my sideways cards are choices, right? One of you has a choice whether to slowly move forward or not, and they're not moving. They're trying to make that choice, and the other sometimes feels that this other person is their wish fulfillment. But again, it's a sideways card. It's not anything concrete. It's not anything that shows movement. But you do have what you have at the bottom of a combined energy at the end of the day is this want for commitment from one another. You do want each other. You do want commitment from one another. It's Taurian energy, for sure. You have Cancer energy. Some people believe that is Pisces energy. And, you know, you definitely have Pisces energy here. Again, you might be dealing with a Pisces and, of course, our friend, the Taurus. Now, here in the future, you have justice. And justice is many things, right? It's Libran energy. It is the scales of justice. It is, if you notice, this justice card is kind of unique because she is wearing a blindfold, but she can see. It's almost see-through, the blindfold. So you both can see things for what they are. You're seeking balance. You're seeking restitution, almost. You would like to relive this. You would. But in the future, you weigh it. You're like, should I? Is this worth it? You have two energies here that are in reverse, right? You have the Chariot in reverse, which is Cancerian energy, and you also have the Tower in reverse, which is Mars energy. Some people believe it's Scorpio energy, Pluto, you know. But no matter how you look at it, it is non-movement, not going forward, and, you know, trying really hard to make something of this tower that fell, right? Make it not a tower. Like, you have one person who may be on the stubborn side that really wants what they want, and the other person, I don't know. I mean, the sad thing here is that both of you really look at the past between this card, and you miss each other. You do. You miss each other. Here, you know, I did pull some clarifiers here. You do have, in your future beyond this, you have the Two of Wands in reverse, and it's failure to make these plans, failure to move ahead. One of you does have an inkling to move ahead, but it is only a page. And something tells me neither one of you are pages. It's just the energy is weak. You have the Four of Wands in reverse, which, you know, is either an unhappy home or the happily ever after that doesn't happen. And then you have the Empress in reverse, which is, you know, anti-abundance pretty much. It's, you know, the Empress could be Taurus, could be Libra, could be Aries, right? But more than that, she represents fertility, lushness, a chance at a new life, because she's pregnant with possibility, and this is in reverse. This, in my opinion, is a very sad situation, because you have two people that, I don't see a bad guy here. You have two people that seem to love each other, but it seems like you just can't make it work, and you're on each other's minds. Let me see something. Let me pull a couple of these cards here. I'm going to pull two of these cards. Give me two cards for this relationship, please, Spirit. Give me two cards for this relationship. I think that's two, actually. It is. Give me 1 second. Let me get my handle on this giant deck of cards here. You have present, abundance, gratitude, and yeah, see, one of you is remembering the past. One of you wants the other in their present. This is so sad. This is probably the saddest lost love one that I have done, and I'm almost finished with the series. I feel this feeling of sadness, like of yearning for this commitment, looking back and being sad about it. Two personalities that just, as try as they might, they just don't seem to fit. Let me see. When will Scorpio see or hear from this person again? When will Scorpio see or hear from this person again, Spirit? When will Scorpio see? You might hear from them this week, and it's definitely in the spring. So yeah, I mean, there is two groups of you out there, right? There's one group of you that will hear something from this source in the spring, and there is someone out there, there's a group of Scorpions out there that might hear something from this person very, very soon. Whenever it is you listen to this reading, it should be that week, but it's just, I don't know if it's even worth it, Scorpio, because you might be, let me pull one more card for you. You might be, give me one card for Scorpio for this situation, please. It says step out of your comfort zone. And then at the bottom of the deck, it says have faith in your dreams. I do think you need to have faith that something else is coming for you. I do think that this situation may be a comfort zone for at least one of you. There is comfort in this. I do feel that comfort, especially with the Six of Cups here, especially with this Hierophant here. But I see turmoil as well. There is turmoil here. There is a want for balance and fairness, but there is something that's just elusive to the two of you. It's an elusive type of feeling. Very, very sad. I'm gonna pull one more card, just one more, only because I'm kind of invested in this now, Scorpio. Give me a card for Scorpio. Some advice. Justice again, Scorpio. You got the Justice card again. And it's right side up. It says, by the power of 3 by 3, deliver justice to me. It's the Justice card, balance. And it's right side up. So this is something you need to seek. You need to seek balance. And once you seek the balance, I think you're going to see that this relationship just did this, you know, instead of this. I think you need to seek balance. And if you seek balance, you will be seeking something different. But man, this is a sad situation. Do let me know in the comments. If you're looking to see what you have to look forward to in a new situation, I encourage you to listen to your future reading, your future love reading. Namaste. Hello, Scorpio. What a pain in the neck. This Mercury retrograde is really kicking my butt, I'll tell you. Your shuffling sequence was completely deleted just now, and this happened with one other reading with Taurus. One of their little sections just got deleted, so I apologize. Hopefully you trust me at this point. I always do the shuffling on camera, but I didn't want to delete this, delete this message. So here we have a peek into your future about what's coming here. You have love spell. And it looks like you're going to fall under someone's spell here, or someone is going to fall under yours. You do have the moon, and the moon is very prominent in this reading. So the moon could be somebody coming into your life around a full moon. Could be this full moon, next full moon. Definitely check the dates. You do have a series here of different attributes, right? You have someone who is very attractive, someone with curly hair, someone with hazel eyes, and a fairly square face. Now, I like to tell the story of somebody I did a reading like this for, and I did say that their person would have curly hair, and I went into a bunch of details, and he got back to me and said, you know, I did meet this person, and the only thing that was off with the reading was that she has straight hair. And I said, oh, and then he hits me back like 10 days later or something, and he said that, well, he goes, I just realized that although she does have straight hair, the night that I met her, she had curled her hair. And so keep that in mind is what I'm saying, you know, with the curly hair thing. So let's get into this. You do have, we're going to look at your past. And what you and this person share is a search for truth. There may have been a relationship in both your pasts where you were gaslit, you were lied to, and it's very prominent here with this Pisces energy in reverse. And the way you guys reacted to it, at least for a little while, is perhaps one of you not wanting to see it but waffling between that and actually seeing it. So you waffled between two different things. It may not be you, it could be the other person. But I have to tell you, this energy is very, very similar, right? Waffling between two things. But the bottom line is, the way you guys came out of this situation was no longer being deluded. And, you know, delusion might be a very strong word, but no longer being gaslit, no longer buying the lies, seeing things clearly, perhaps for the first time in a long time. Now, if we switch modes till now, what I like about this energy is that you're both manifesting. You're both in this manifesting energy together. One of you is manifesting a happily ever after, right? This is your desire. The other is manifesting similar things, but the other of you, one of you, is being extremely strategic. The strategic part could be online dating, could be sort of writing people off immediately as soon as you see a red flag, not just, you know, flowing around in the wind, but really taking the bull by the horns and being strategic. Now, what's great, not only do you have the Magician here, and the Magician could represent, depends on, you know, Virgo, Gemini, Aquarius, depending on which book you read, right? But here with the Sagittarian energy, right, you have Temperance, and this is another energy that you share. So you're manifesting together, and you're also healing. So whatever it is that did happen in the past, you're healing from it, and you're willing to compromise for the right person. This is very healthy energy, Scorpio, very healthy energy. Here you have in your future, you do have the Nine of Pentacles, and the Nine of Pentacles is a desire for each of you, that each of you have, to be independent yet part of a couple. You know, you could be a power couple, and I do see power couple in these cards, and I'll tell you why in a second. You could be a power couple, but still have separate goals. And that's a desire in the future that both of you are going to have. Now, what's interesting is one of you in the future is going to fall short of this, and it's not permanent, it is temporary. And I think the reason it's even here is so we look at the card next to it. When the other person feels like they're at their lowest, when the other person feels, and it is temporary, but when you're in it, you know it doesn't feel that way, right? When one person falls short of their dreams and is in this temporary energy, the other person comes in and supports them. And I really like that. That is exactly the way a couple should be. And it's like I said, this is temporary energy, but it comes for a reason. It comes to show that you guys can depend on each other in tough times. And as a result, and this is why I'm talking about a power couple, you move forward as a power couple with this Cancerian energy. As a couple, you move forward, and the Chariot is a very strong force moving forward, and you can see the two sphinxes moving forward together, and I really love that. This is really nice energy, really, really nice energy. And whoever's reading this I'm so happy for you. Give me a timing card for Scorpio. You have, it's up in the air, which I absolutely hate. It does say June. Now I'm going to get one more. Give me one more timing card, please. It says in May. It looks like this is going to happen in the May-June time here. It does say up in the air, and that came out first. So for some of you, this might happen well before that, okay? But I do think for the bulk of you, you're looking at the spring and the late spring. Yeah. May and June is also a Gemini. It's Gemini time. You may be attracting a Gemini here for sure. Okay, I am going to pull one more card for you. Give me one more card for Scorpio. I really love this energy. This is really a nice... Listen, when this happens, please come back and tell me. Give me the details. I love getting details later. It says balance, spirituality, and practicality. Full moon in Pisces. You might be dealing with a Pisces here. Show me, it's the bottom of the deck. It says a new start is coming. New moon. New moon. A new start is coming. And you have full moon in Pisces. Hold on one second. You know what? I am going to look up when the new moon in Pisces is coming, because now I'm just curious. Okay, the new moon in Pisces is coming in February. So, I do think that it matters somehow. I'm just really feeling that it does matter. The new moon in Pisces is coming in February. So you have 3 dates here on the table. You have February, May, and June. Please tell me which applies to you in the future. If you remember, please let me know, Scorpio. I wish you all the luck. You don't need it. Namaste. Hello, Pisces. Welcome to your future love reading. So let's jump right into it. You know, here you have your air sign highly, prominently, I should say, aspected in your reading. You could be coming into contact with an air sign or somebody with air highly aspected in their chart. You also have Saturn here, you know, and this is the ruler of karma, but it's also rules Aquarius. It's one of the planets of Aquarius anyway. And so you could be dealing with, in the future, somebody with Aquarius highly aspected in their chart. You know, another thing to note about Saturn is we've been experiencing a Saturn retrograde since June, and I believe it's going to be retrograde till November. So we're in the thick of it right now. And you know, it is a Saturn retrograde in Pisces. So you have been feeling the brunt of this, Pisces. It's a very frustrating time. It is the Lord of karma, you know. Actions sort of come round for better or for worse. But even without the karmic aspects of it, it's a frustrating time for Pisces in regard to self-image. So your self-image could be kind of not the best right now. Let's see what happens here. I mean, it could go in so many different directions here. This could also be pointing towards November as a timeline, but we're going to be pulling some timing cards too. As far as your person goes, as far as their attributes, you have somebody here with curly hair. You have somebody here with sharp features on their face, sharper features. You have someone, it says blusher. And it means that, you know how some people get flushed when they talk. You're going to be dealing with someone who gets flushed at different moments. So you'll recognize them that way. And they also have green eyes, which is really pretty. As far as the curly hair goes, just one thing to note, if you're looking for, you have to look deeper than what you think. So for instance, I did a reading like this for someone. I think I mentioned this in another Pisces reading, where was it Pisces? It might have been Scorpio. I'm not really sure. But I was doing a reading for someone, a private reading, and I described them and I gave them their reading, and they came back sometime after and they said it was very accurate. Everything happened the way I said, except the person has straight hair. It was a female. And then he hit me up like a week or two later and he said, oh, you know, I just realized that the night that I met her, she had curled her hair with a curling iron. So you have to sort of look at the curly hair and broaden your mind a little bit, because it might or might not be something they're born with, you know. It might or might not be something that they wear every day that way. So definitely look at that. All right, let's look at your past here. And this is your collective past. You You know, obviously you don't know each other yet, but this is what you both went through collectively. And you have the moon here in reverse. And the moon, many people believe it stands for Pisces. Some people believe it stands for Cancer. Regardless how you look at it, it is very Neptunian. And so you could look at it as if it is a Pisces card. But the moon in reverse sort of makes us, sharpens our focus on something that was maybe previously not so sharp. It could have been a relationship both of you were in. You might have been in other relationships where one of you might have felt less than confident when this person was through with you. This person may have dented your confidence or their confidence with the or made them feel like they had nothing to offer. By the time that the relationship ended, their self-image, which is what we talked about, was affected. You know, the Empress can stand for Taurus, Aries, or Libra, depending on which book you read. And you also have the card of Aquarius here again. And somebody else in the past was also coming out of a not so good relationship, and they decided to use this time to heal. And I like that. So 2 major arcana, and so it was actually 3, excuse me, there's 4. This was a big turning point for both of you. Both of you have you were sort of going through the same things at the same time. I bet if you talk to this person and you say, well, when did you go through that? I bet you were going through the same type of thing at the same time they were. Fascinating, because here you do have the card of Gemini. It is another air sign, but it is the Lovers. And, you know, this is a collective energy. This was a relationship that you were both in. You were both in relationships, and you were both, I'm not going to say damaged, but you were hurt in this relationship. One of you decided to deal with it differently than the other. Like I said, you know, you have air highly aspected in this reading. It's pretty interesting. Wow. I'm looking at all these major arcana in general. It's pretty interesting, this reading. Okay, let's look at where you're at now. You have the 7 of Wands is like a determination card. It's somebody who is determined to see something through. It could be somebody who's fighting against something, almost to the point of exhaustion, but you're both sort of giving up that energy simultaneously in the moment, which is kind of cool. And you have 2 energies here. One of you, again, this is Sagittarian energy, but more than that, it is healing. It is compromising. It's somebody who is really doing the inner work. And then you have somebody who has, and I really believe it's this Empress, has gotten their confidence back, gotten their assertiveness back. They no longer have to go introspective here. With Virgo energy, both of you are on, I mean, it's so weird. It's like you're mirroring each other. Very interesting reading. Very interesting reading. Okay, so let's just keep going here. You're mirroring each other so far. You are. You have one person, and this is your future. Now, I did pull some extra cards so we can delve into the future a little bit more, so I can tell you, I wanted to make sure it wasn't a warning or reading, but you do have one person in the future that is going to go through some pain and some betrayal. And I don't think it has anything to do with you or them. I think it's an outside force. This could be a job that they experience backstabbing in. This could be, it's definitely life-changing energy. And it may have something to do with their job and their money. And they're going to feel, when I say they're not going to feel well, it's an understatement. Now, this other person, and I really think this is you, Pisces, because this is the card of Pisces. This is the Hanged Man. This is a person who makes a sacrifice for another person, who pauses. And I like that you guys are feeding off each other, because you have one person that's going through something traumatic, and you have another person who comes in very sacrificial and with a cup. And so you, Pisces, help them through this, and you guys toy with the idea of a deep commitment after that with this Taurian energy. Now, I wanted to pull some cards after that to see what the story unfolds like. I wanted to see if, well, does Pisces help this person and then they get dumped? Is this a warning reading? But the answer to that is no. And it's kind of cool. We have the first card, we have communication, right? So the two of you communicate heavily about all of the things that happened. You regain your happiness and your celebratory energy. You really do. And you also make a judgment call. And there's this rebirth energy that occurs. And the best part of this is that you have the Ten of Swords in reverse. So whatever it is that happened to this person in the future, you help them, Pisces. You help them heal. They go from the Ten of Swords upright to the Ten of Swords in reverse. And you saw I flipped out the cards. I didn't pick them. And if you ever want to slow that down, you could always use that gear button to slow it down so you could really see the cards flipping out. But I really, really like this for you. It's a really nice energy. You have a very healing spirit, whoever it is I'm reading for. And it's very beautiful. Before I do a timing card, let's do a couple of these real quick. I'll do 2 cards for you here, Pisces. So look for this person, will you please? Definitely. And let me know. Come back and let me know when you meet them, because I really like to hear. I love to hear stories like this, actually. You have somebody going through a dark night of the soul and another person being open with this person and helping them through it. It's not every time we're rewarded for that. Sometimes we get used. Sometimes people suck us dry. But in this instance, whatever it is you give, you get back in spades. You really do. Give me a timing card for Pisces, please. Give me a timing card for Pisces, please. It says May. And at the bottom of the deck, it says next week. So honestly, for the Pisces out there, anytime between next week and May, I know it's a broad spectrum, but these 2 cards came out for a reason. And it's probably because there's a bunch of Pisces listening to this and the timeline is going to be different for all of you. But it's very, very possible because this span of time is so broad that you could meet them in November, because the next card at the bottom of the deck was the autumn. So look for this person, appreciate this person. When they go through what they have to go through, understand that whatever energy you put into this connection, you're going to get back, Pisces. I wish you all the luck. Namaste. Hello, Pisces. Welcome to your current situation. Okay, what we have on the table here are 2 people, and it's up to you to slip yourself into the slot that you feel comfortable in. It's going to be different for each Pisces. Your whole reading is centered around secret help. The secret help could be ancestral help on the other side of the veil. Could be angels. But it could be literal help. You could be receiving help from outside forces. You're receiving more than that from outside forces, I can tell, but I'm jumping ahead a little bit. On the one side, you have a spontaneous person who believes they have found the one, right? This person is spontaneous, lively, upbeat. On the other side, you have somebody who believes they have found an unbreakable love. So you're kind of on the same level here. The only caveat I would say is that there may be other people poking their nose where it doesn't belong. With the gossip, I mean, there may be people that are jealous of this connection. That's for sure. There may be people sort of giving advice that isn't asked for type thing, poking their nose where it doesn't belong. But other than that, between the 2 of you, I see that you're on pretty equal footing. You have a past that's pretty, you have, in the past, both of you have suffered disappointments. Both of you found it pretty much difficult at one point or another to plan for the future. This is a collective energy. One of you was under an enormous amount of stress that they pulled themselves out of. And the other was in a relationship, a partnership. It could have been a work relationship, where it was pretty uneven. One person was giving more than the other. You were both pretty disappointed in the past. You may have been fairly defensive in the past. Your past was pretty tumultuous. Here in the present, what's interesting here is you've pulled both aspects of the devil. This particular deck has double major arcanas in many cases. And in the center, in the present moment, the devil that is represented here is the classic toxicity, okay? And it is in reverse, which is very good. So in the present moment, you're both releasing some toxicity. It could be toxicity from family members, from friends, from past stuff. But you're both in the process of, or you have released this toxicity. One of you may find it hard to show your feelings at times, not all the time. One of you looks at the other as if sometimes this person does not show their feelings sufficiently. The other person may look at someone like they're, all about themselves at times. Both of you seem to look to the past, to when things were a little bit simpler, and yearn for certain aspects of the past that you had together. Here in the future, I like this for you. It is kind of odd, to be honest with you. You do have this devil energy again, but this devil here is different. He's an automation. He is something that's used. And so what I mean is there are good aspects of the devil. By the way, it is Capricorn energy. It's heavy Capricorn energy. You could be involved with a Capricorn, actually. But sometimes devil energy is good. Sometimes we need devil energy to want things on the material plane, to do well at work, to make money and be successful, things like that. And so that's what this devil energy is about. It's about two people using this energy to get ahead. And it looks like you will get ahead as far as abundance goes, because you have one person here that has done the work, that is waiting for things to manifest, and that is a pentacle energy. And the other person who is a lot less defensive within this energy. They have put down their swords. They're not fighting anymore. I don't know if you guys are arguing currently at times, but you have the Ten of Pentacles energy in the future that you share. The Ten of Pentacles is abundance. In a love reading, it's abundance in all ways, not just money, but this is very heavily laden with success. At the bottom of the deck here, you do have the Fool. So you are going to start out on a new path in the future, and this new path is going to be abundant, apparently, and you're going to find some healing energy. There's a lot of major arcana here. You have the Fool energy. It could be Aries energy, Aquarius, or Gemini, depending on which book you read. But you have Sagittarian energy here as well, and that is temperance. It is healing. It is compromising. So however you may look at each other at times, in the future, you look at each other quite differently. You become very unstuck. You have this, if you're feeling stuck in certain patterns right now, that will be released. When this devil energy is released, that will be released. It will be a love offer, and I understand you're already in a relationship, but it looks like there's going to be an offer to make it deeper, more commitment, leveling up, because you do have right here, look, you have the Two of Cups right following that. So this is one cup being offered and two cups being presented, and the Sword of Truth. So this is a true offer. This isn't just something said. Yeah, see, look, you have the Five of Swords in reverse and the Five of Wands in reverse. It's the end of some kind of tension, some back and forth that you guys had, and it's time for rest, for sure. And you have the Wheel of Fortune on your side. So whatever is going on now, if you have little things going on or big things going on, it looks like it comes to an, it comes to an end, because you have the Wheel of Fortune turning right into the Death card. And that is change. It's the sun rising in the background. It is death and rebirth, the death of an old life, the rebirth of a new, especially with that Fool energy guiding the whole thing. You have the Five of Pentacles here in reverse. So this is like the end of any any sort of money problems for sure, and the end of feeling alone within a relationship, if that's how you feel at times. You have the Lovers here, and I love that for you. Gemini energy, but you know, more than that, it is a union, it is a decision, and it is a clear union and a clear decision, especially with that sort of truth. You have the manifestation card here. You're going to be manifesting together, and here, I'll stop here, even though, my God, I shouldn't. Look at that. You have this forward motion with the Cancerian energy. You have the Chariot taking off into your future, and you have the Four of Wands, which is a happily ever after. Is this easily won? No, it's not easily won. Is it worth it? I would say it is. It looks amazing. Let's pull a timing card for you guys. Pull a timing card and tell me when Pisces will be experiencing this energy, this positive energy, the beginning of this positive energy, Spirit. When will it come for Pisces? When will it come for Pisces? It says at the holidays, and at the bottom of the deck it says next new moon. So you're going to be experiencing this, depending on which Pisces I'm referring to, from between the next new moon, and you have to check your calendar because I don't know when you're watching this. So look at your calendar on the computer, find out when the next new moon is, and between the next new moon and the holidays, you're going to see movement in this direction. And it's going to, I mean, look, wow. And that's the Queen of Cups. I mean, I could keep pulling, but you have your synchronicity card. You have your happily ever after, but you have some crap. I mean, in plain English, you have some crap here that you need to get rid of. So let's pull a couple of cards to close out this reading. I really like this for you. But it doesn't look easy, Pisces. You know, if you're, I don't know what timeline you're on at the moment, because each Pisces is going to be on a different portion of this. But your future looks good. Your future with this person looks good. Yeah, so you have growth and storm. So you have the storm here. And you might not be expecting all this growth. You might not be expecting this. I think that there are certain things you've come to accept in this relationship that you are going to be surprised are going to turn around, because you're going to be experiencing growth here. And you saw all this in spades. You definitely are going to experience growth. That is one way to put it. I will pull one more card for you to close this out. And we will move on to what is in your future. Let's see. Give me one for Pisces to close out this reading, please. Pisces, you have opposition. It says resistance, struggle, and polarity, right? You're going to be experiencing this opposition, this struggle, this polarity. I told you it's not easy, but it's worth it. Okay, you're going to be experiencing ups and downs. You're going to have a segment of work. You're going to look at your partner at some point like, is this worth it? They might look at you the same way. Is all this work worth it? I'm here to tell you it is. Just wait. Get back to me around the holidays, Pisces. I wish you all the luck. Namaste. Hello, Pisces. Welcome to your last love reading. I'm doing yours a little different, and I'm not really sure why. Usually I only pull one card on each side, and for you, I'm pulling two. So I'm going to go with my gut here and just do what I wanted to do. You have electricity here on the table, and the number 36 or 9 could be relevant in this relationship. There was a lot of electricity between the two of you when you were together. It may have been, the sparks were flying for sure. You have one person here who says not today. This person is still angry or avoiding a conversation. You have another person who has risen past this, right? New phase, rekindle, transformation, growth, right? So you have two people in very different places right now. And you also have two people with different regrets. You have one person who regrets lying about something. This could be hiding your feelings, not being truthful about how you feel, about how certain things affected you, or it could be deceptive lying. And it says, and the other person wonders if you are happy without them, or if they are happy without you. You have to fit yourself into the right slot here, Pisces, because it's going to be different for all of you. Here in your past, you have the Ten of Wands in reverse. So you might have been in a very stressful situation with this person at some point. The stress did dissipate, okay? But I think it dissipated as a result of you guys parting ways. One person was just not, I mean, we're looking at a page here, and pages are nice. That's an initial spark, but there wasn't much substance behind that spark. And then you have somebody who was sort of, you know, giving and not receiving much in return. There was healing that needed to take place with this Aquarian energy, but it really didn't happen. I mean, it's sideways. It's a choice that really wasn't made. Maybe, and you know, a sideways card could also mean that one of you did decide to heal, and it might be the Phoenix there, and one of you just was too stubborn to do that. You have in your present energy the Queen of Cups, and this is really nice energy. This is somebody who is mature and nurturing, and you're sharing that energy right now. So that's good, but I'm not really sure that it's good together, because here we have a person who cannot face the truth with this Piscean energy in reverse, cannot look at it and see things for what they are, and you have someone who's tired of being tired, you know. And here is the manifestation card in reverse. So this is a very difficult union to remanifest. I really think there's one person here that's sort of stuck in a certain zone that they refuse to rise out of. Here in the future, for the two of you, you do have devil energy. It's toxicity, and this is the classic devil card of toxicity. There's a couple of devil cards in this deck, and this particular one is the classic devil in the classic sense. You do have, once again, in the future, one person facing a truth and seeing the truth for what it is, and another person who slowly does come around. I mean, you have the moon here, and the moon could be Pisces or it could be Cancer, but more than that, when it's in reverse, it is seeing things clearly as well. In the future, you're going to see things clearly, both of you, right? But together, this union would be a toxic tie. It just would be. And you have here, to drive the point home, the Queen of Swords is a collective energy. It may be a problem with communication. It looks like the two of you aren't really good at communicating with one another. It looks like one person is fairly stubborn in this connection. And the other person looks like they have matured. I just think, Pisces, you would be better off, and I am reading for you, you would be better off with a different partner. And if this ended, I think there's a good reason for it. I don't think this person has learned much. And I am kind of going with my gut here and thinking of you as the Phoenix. I do have a soft spot in my heart for all Pisces people. So, you know, that's what I'm thinking. It doesn't necessarily mean it's true. I mean, you could recognize yourself in this as the person who hasn't grown. But I think for the bulk of you, I do think you guys are the Phoenix. Give me 2 cards for this union, please. 2 cards for this lost love. One more. Give me one more for this union, please. One more. Wow, a lot of people have been getting this, right? There is somebody who's going through a storm, and there is somebody who feels empowered. What did I say? You have somebody who is still in that storm, right? They're still in that storm of the past, still in that storm. And you have another person who has grown and spread their wings and became a phoenix. And it's kind of sad, because I think that the feelings are there. I think that both of you have these feelings for each other. And I do think that there was a spark. There was a lot of passion. But I don't think there's something that prevented it. And I do think it has something to do with this person who's not growing. They're not growing. They're seeing things clearly in the future, but they're not using their words. They're not communicating well. In fact, both of you don't communicate well with each other. And it might be because one person presses the other person's buttons or disappoints the other and brings out the worst side and something like that. Give me a timing card for this. Give me a... It says in a few weeks you might hear from this person, and it says around the holidays. So anywhere between a few weeks and around the holidays, you might receive a text from this person, Pisces. But my advice to you is to run the other way. I mean, it just is. I think you should listen to your future reading and see what's coming for you, you know? See what's coming in the future. I think that something that's coming in the future might be a better fit for you. Give me one card for Pisces, please. It does say North Node. It says destiny, purpose, and activation. I do think your destiny lies elsewhere. I really do. I am feeling that very, very strongly. Let me see if I can just pull one more card for you. I don't know why I'm just being pulled to pull. I'm being called to pull one more card. Let me see if I can. Here, I'll pull one of these Moonology cards here. Give me one for Pisces, please. It says, don't let your past hold you back. What did I say, Pisces? Don't let your past hold you back. Your purpose is being activated here. If you are this phoenix, just keep going. Just keep going. Don't live in the past. This is not where you belong, my friend. I will see you in your future reading. Namaste. Hello, Scorpio. Welcome to your reading. Okay, so let's get right into it. You do have what you two share here is the want or the need for some sort of a commitment. And I really like that. You know, whether it's been verbalized or not, I think both of you are on the same page as far as wanting this to work. Now, one of you is basically a positive thinker, someone who always thinks of the positive, the glass is half full. And while that seems like a really good point and a really positive point, Spirit is asking this person to have a little bit more balance. You have to sort of recognize the negativity in order to work on it, right? Every relationship has good things and bad things, and it's how you approach it and how you deal with it that creates longevity, right? Now, the other person in this relationship may have other people in their ear. It says gossip. It also says let go of the need to control. Now, somebody in this relationship might be, I'm not going to say a control freak, but have a need to control. But I do think for many of you, this is an outside force. It could be friends, it could be coworkers, it could be it could be a therapist, it could be anybody, but there is somebody outside this relationship that is calling too many of the shots, at least presently. Now, here in your collective past, you have the 10 of Wands. You actually have two tens here. So the two of you are in a really important cycle. Tens are closing outs of cycles and moving on to another. It doesn't look easy, but it does look promising. See, in your past, you have stress. The 10 of Wands is the highest stress card in the deck. You have one person here who perhaps sometimes anyway may use their words, and their words are pretty cutting when they're in the wrong mood. And you have one person who may have been experiencing money problems or job problems. Either way, you both do have this small cup here. It's not enough to sustain long term, but you had enough here in the past to keep going. And here in the present moment, I'm really happy to report you have the Star. This is Aquarian energy, yes, but more than that, it is healing. It is a healing energy. It is your hopes and dreams. It's right under the marriage card. Still alive here, Scorpio. Now, you have one person in the present moment who may be a little bit wishy-washy with this Gemini energy, maybe a little wishy-washy, may want to commit, may not want to commit, at least on the surface. That's how they appear. And the other person, The other person may be either their confidence is waning from this wishy-washiness, or they may have certain, just like in this pile, they may be using their words in a harsh way. Only sometimes, okay? You do both actually think about walking away, but you don't. Something keeps drawing you back together again. Here in the future, this is really good energy. You have the 10 of Swords in reverse. So whatever negativity you guys were dealing with in the past is put to rest and you heal from it. This is a healing card, and so is this. You move into healing energy. You go from stress energy to healing energy as a couple. And one of you is very, very active in this healing, very active in this healing. And the other is just happy things are changing, honestly. But I do think one of you is a little bit more active in this process than the other. But what I really like here is the release of the toxicity. For sure, it's Capricorn energy, yes, but it is the release of a toxic pattern or a toxic way of thinking. One of you may have had a more toxicity around them than the other, but it looks like you guys do come to resolution. And what I really like about this reading is you have the marriage card, you have the commitment. It may seem like it isn't there. It may seem like someone waffles, but I have to tell you, the bottom line is you guys do have commitment, whether it's spoken or not. Give me, and your future looks pretty sound here, Scorpio. Give me 2 for Scorpio, please. Give me 1 more for Scorpio, please. 1 more for Scorpio. 1 more. Too many cards. I'm going to leave that one out, and I'm going to redo this. Too many cards. Give me 1 more for Scorpio, please. All right, I will take 2. This deck is certainly chatty with you, Scorpio. You have confusion. So at the present moment, you may be confused. This is Neptune energy, rose-colored glasses. Remember when I said somebody in this relationship looks at things like they're always half full, like it's always a good thing, like they don't want to even look at the bad things or talk about them. So it could be that. And in the past, it does say lack and suffering. So this is either your collective past or your individual past, but there is stress here, right? And you do have self-care. And I would say that's your future. And self-care in this situation, of course, is couple care. You guys are definitely on the road to success here. Now, let me just look. Let me pull a timing card for you. Timing card for Scorpio, please. A timing card. It says in the summer, and it says next full moon. So you could expect fairly quickly, fairly soon, you can start to see a change in this connection for the better. It's going to really start, it's still the summer technically, and it depends when you watch this, right? You could be watching it before the August full moon or after. But certainly by the next full moon, you're going to see remnants of whatever it is that you find annoying in this relationship, whatever it is you might find stressful, you'll find remnants of that easing up, for sure. And it does say, yeah, in divine timing. This is a divinely orchestrated union. It may not feel like it all the time here, Scorpio, but it is. And you are going to be happy. I wish you luck. Namaste.